Welcome back to my views and news. Two news stories. Firstly, since yesterday we have been hearing rumors, not rumors, because a journalist claimed yesterday that Debretsion Gebremichael, Tigray regional president, is going to be the new deputy prime minister of Ethiopia. PM Abiy is the prime minister, and Debretsion is going to be deputy prime minister. People contacted me asking my opinion. What is my opinion, or do I have inside information? I want to give you my analysis. Is Debretsion really going to be deputy prime minister of Ethiopia? Secondly, Gondar viewers, while meetings are held between government officials and Prosperity Party, government officials and locals, PP party officials and locals, and we see that government takes credit for keeping locals on board regarding resolution of conflicts regarding governance-related issues. But if people criticize government officials at meetings, public meetings held between government officials and locals, what happens? Is criticism tolerated, or those who criticize are arrested and detained? We have details for you from Avorada in Santal, Gondar. Firstly, viewers, who claimed that Debretsion was going to be the next deputy prime minister of Ethiopia? I think it was Tamat Nagra. Tamat Nagra's YouTube channel and his Facebook page claimed yesterday that a decision had been made that Debretsion Gebremichael would be deputy prime minister of Ethiopia. Getachew could be foreign minister or national security advisor in place of Ridwan Hussein. Ridwan could be a foreign minister. That is what Tirara network claimed in a post, in a video a few hours ago. I don't have inside information, don't have any credible information. Is Debretsion going to be the next deputy prime minister? I cannot confirm or reject this news on the basis of information from relevant quarters. I can only give you my analysis, keeping in view the ground realities. Keeping on the ground realities, I don't see Debretsion becoming deputy prime minister of Ethiopia in coming days. Why? What is the responsibility of deputy prime minister? We have seen that in recent months that Ethiopia was being run by Debretsion, deputy prime minister. PM Abiy went missing, you can say, 4 days. Once he was not seen in public for around 3 weeks. There were rumors about his death, about that he was not in Ethiopia. Who was running the country? Debretsion. And even when PM Abiy is in Ethiopia, it is Debretsion who meets diplomats, who meets people from abroad who visit Ethiopia. Who is the main man in Ethiopia after PM Abiy? He is more powerful than the president. President's post is ceremonial post, I think. But Gebremichael's post as Deputy Prime Minister is very important post. And Gebremichael addresses entire diplomatic community. We know in Addis Ababa, when meetings are held, it is Gebremichael who represents Ethiopian government and talks to entire diplomatic staff of the embassies in Addis Ababa. So can you imagine that next week Debretsion would be given this influential position by Ethiopian federal government? I don't think so. It's too early, too early. It can happen after a few months or years, but I don't see Debretsion becoming Deputy Prime Minister in coming days. Yes, TPLF could be adjusted in federal cabinet. Some ministries could be given to TPLF. But powerful ministries like especially deputy premiership, I don't think that it will be given to TPLF. It could lead to a backlash as well. Amhara leadership, even Oromo leadership as well, they will not accept it. Eritrea will obviously oppose this move too. So ground realities are not indicative of such a move. I don't know what are the sources of Tom Ratnagra, but analytically speaking, it is not possible. It could happen after some time. Let's see what happens. That's my analysis. Let's see what happens in coming days or weeks. Secondly, viewers, meetings are held between Ethiopian government officials and locals. Important issues are discussed. Locals' views are taken into account when decisions are made, or it is shown that they're being taken into account. But it seems that governments, regional, federal, local, are not tolerating criticism against their governance. A new story from Amhara region. Amhara region, central Gondar, western Dambia Wareda, where more than a week ago some meetings were held between locals and Wareda officials. Meeting was about governance related issues. Local criticized local government officials that they were not fulfilling their responsibilities. And those who criticized were arrested. Around 9 people from the locality were arrested more than a week ago. The names have been made public. Not only are they in prison, they have not been taken to a court so far as well. So no charges have been formally pressed against them. They're just in prison. Maybe an attempt to teach a lesson that they should not repeat what they did. They shouldn't criticize government officials. So it happened in a Wareda, small Wareda. But this trend is not new. It happens on federal level, regional level, Wareda level, Kabyle level as well. Government officials don't tolerate criticism. Those who criticize are declared traitors, criminals on the payroll of forces which want to destabilize, extremists, terrorists. That is what we hear when even genuine criticism is made against the government officials who are basically public servants. They are, their job is to serve the people. They're not servants, they're masters. They are commanding the people, they're ruling, they're not serving the people. And regional government is silent. No mechanism actually exists to control the bureaucracy. Judiciary under the thumb of the government. Law enforcement agencies are they cannot be held accountable. They can violate court orders. And government departments, they can have their way because there is no accountability. And PM Abiy a few days ago acknowledged in a way his defeat in the fight against corruption. And he asked corrupt people to invest their money. That was an admission of defeat in the fight against corruption. And he's facing some questions unanswered about his wife's activities, Zinash's activities, that her NGO is involved in some suspicious activities. I think these top leaders should make their assets public. Their assets, their family members' assets, their relatives' assets. Though all these assets should be made public. And sometimes ruling elite uses humanitarian work as a disguise for their illegal activities. NGOs are made, and in the guise of NGOs, illegal activities are done. So what is needed is that their assets should be made public, and they shouldn't be allowed to be part of any NGOs. Because through NGOs, they are doing their dirty deeds, which are hidden because they're doing humanitarian work. They're serving the people. Actually, some of them, not all of them, some of them are looting public money.